Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. Today we are looking at issue 33 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest magazine, the Partworks publication from Hachette Publishing in association with Games Workshop. Each issue you get the magazine and also a cover product, which is usually miniatures but sometimes hobby supplies. In this particular issue we are getting some thermic pipes. So let's have a look at those. This is what we have. These are the pipes that are compatible with all of the different Sector Imperialis terrain. I think it's called Sector Imperialis. I don't know. But it's all compatible stuff. We had a little bit of frame damage there, but luckily it hasn't damaged the miniature itself. This is due to the fact, I think, that they have started shipping the magazines in plastic bags rather than actually putting them in boxes. So sometimes the frames and things get a little bit of impact on them. I've not had any major damage of any actual miniatures yet, but a little bit of frame damage and a few miniatures ever so slightly bent in previous issues. But yeah, this is quite cool. When I first saw these pipes in a preview image, I thought they were like the pipes I already had. But these are actually the thermic pipes, which are different to the ones that I have at the moment. But they are 100% compatible. They are the same diameter and stuff, so you can stick them all together and they will look super awesome. These pipes are available in a box set, in a terrain box set, in which you actually get 2 frames like this. The box set retails for £22.50. So £22.50 for 2 frames. This one frame would have a retail value of £11.25. That being the case, with the magazine having a cover price of £7.99, buying the magazine represents a saving of £3.26, and is obviously also a good idea if you just want to pick up an issue because you want one extra set of pipes. You don't need as many pipes as you would get in a full box. Nice detailing. Little fans and stuff like that. I will paint them up to match my existing pipes, like I say, so I can stick them all together. Pipes are cool. They're kind of like, they work in the same way as walls. They're low-lying terrain that you can shoot over and things like that and jump over. And adds quite a lot of interest to a battlefield, some good pipes. And those are very nice. And it's got 2 little batteries that you can push into here. They can actually sit inside the generator, and then you can use those as objectives. You can have a special rule that when a unit gets within range of this unit, they can take out one of the batteries and then escape the table with it and get some victory points or whatever. It's cool to have things like that, little features in your terrain and stuff, that it makes it easier to create a narrative battle around. But anyway, cool. I'm imagining that there will be another magazine later on that has a second frame of these. I'm not entirely sure. Not long ago, it was leaked what would be coming with every single issue of the magazine, but I refrained from actually looking. I saw a preview image of everything when I subscribed, because there's a big preview image of everything you're going to get, but I didn't look at the specific blow-by-blow breakdown of every single thing and when it's coming in what issue, because I like to have a little bit of a surprise when I open my package each month, because I get them in sets of 4 because I'm a subscriber. Here's the magazine. So we've got a bit about chapter masters, a bit about painting terrain, and then using barricades in your games. Obviously this will be new rules, which makes sense. Interesting to note, if you look at the painting on these miniatures here, these are obviously the really good studio painted miniatures, so the painting guide in the magazine won't recreate that particular look, but it's interesting to note that they've used a rusting effect here. But none of the painting guides up to now have included any advice on how to make things look rusty and old or anything like that. Furthermore, it also uses like a glowing technique to represent the glowing power bars there. And again, that's not something that's been included in the magazine, and I not expecting in this issue to see any instructions on how to create rusting effect or a glowing effect, because they simply haven't provided the paints at the moment to do those particular effects. It would be nice to think that eventually they will, but at the moment the painting guides are focusing predominantly on just getting neat finishes on basic colours and shading. But I would like to see them start introducing a few more tips on taking miniatures to the next level, slightly more advanced stuff, because we are, we're 33 issues in now. So, as always, the magazine starts with a little bit of fluff. We've got some stuff on Chapter Masters here, and a cool image of someone with some lightning claws. And then we've got, cool, the Honor Guard are cool. I love the helmets on the Honor Guard. They're a bit ridiculous, but they look cool. So yeah, we've got the Honor Guard. A little bit of information on those guys. And there's a painted Honor Guard miniature. The sword and shield combo, and with the cloak and everything, it's got a very sort of Roman look to it, obviously. But it's just a really cool style. I really like the look of those guys. Then a little bit of information on cities of the Imperium. And then, what's this? Death from Above. Oh, fiction. It's a little bit, another little mini story. 2-page job again. They did this in the previous issue, and I think it was the last video that I said it would be quite nice to see a slightly longer narrative being introduced, maybe with a to be continued, and have it continuing week on week. Even if it's just a 1 or 2 pages in each issue, just something to come back to each week and get the next installment in a longer narrative. Because the little mini bits of fiction, they're fine, they're nicely written, and they add extra colour and give you a little bit more background about the world. But I just think a slightly longer narrative would be fun. So anyway, here we got the instructions on building the thermic plasma conduits. Very straightforward. Nothing challenging there. They're showing a very specific way of putting it together. Obviously, one of the cool things about this set is that they've got little bits coming off the sides, and you get little mini bits, and you can keep them in sections. You don't have to glue them together into longer sections, so you can mix them up on the battlefield. They're very customizable. But anywho, we get into the painting guide. You'll need to gather the paints shown here. So they're using Lead Belcher, Retributor Armor, Null Oil, and Agrax Earthshade. So yeah, that's very much just painting metal. That's what they're going to do. They're going to paint everything with Lead Belcher, and then Null Oil the whole lot, and then they're going to paint the details in Retributor Armor. Yeah, this is exactly what they've kind of done in every painting guide when there's been metal. They've done Lead Belcher, Null Oil, details in Retributor Armor, Agrax Earthshade over the Retributor Armor, and then they called it a job. But that is, that's now tabletop ready. That's tabletop ready terrain, but it does say we'll return later to add more colours, because obviously you're going to want to paint those power conduits and things. I do hope that they will show how to do glowing effects and things like that, because you've had 33 issues of this sort of painting guide, and these painting guides are good. I'm not saying these painting guides are bad. I love the fact they use the big images. They're very clear, very precise, and they tell you exactly where to put each colour on each particular miniature. But I think after 33 issues, a lot of people are going to probably be skipping these guides, I would say, because they know it's got, okay, well, this is metal, so I know that it's null, Lead Belcher, Null Oil done. So it'd be good, I think, to introduce some slightly more advanced techniques, things that you can do if you want to take the miniature to the next level. I think people would like to see that being introduced, but I don't know. I don't know that. I just think it would be cool to introduce it. And then we have new rules. We have new rules explaining how barricades and conduits will work in your games, with some examples of shooting over conduits and fighting over conduits, because you suddenly get longer arms when when there's a conduit in the way, you can attack over the top of it. And then there is a new mission, Protect the Pipeline. This is to be expected, really. So we're using our same battlefield. We've got the 3 pipe sections that it's asked you to build, and their objectives. It's get your models within range of objectives, hold the objectives, have more objectives than your opponent, score victory points. Pretty straightforward, but an opportunity to introduce those new shooting at people over objectives and things like that, and taking shelter behind objectives. Nice, very cool little issue. Like I say, I would love to see the painting guide going further. I appreciate at the moment they can't really, because they haven't really included the different colours necessary really to do the glowing effects and things, or rust effects. But it's giving you nice clean results, but I think there's more to be done there. But overall, a good solid issue with some cool new terrain, and you can never have too much terrain. The next issue, which will be the last issue in my batch of 4, will include some new Death Guard villains. The Plague Caster, the Blightbringer, and the Hero. That's quite cool. Looking forward to getting those guys. And then the issue after that, issue 35, which will be the first issue of my next batch, will be a Primaris Chaplain. That's cool. Yeah. Nice miniature, and will they teach how to paint black robes? Painting black robes is it's one of those things that first thought you may think it's an easy thing to do, but you'll very quickly discover that painting black is not always that easy to do. There's lots of different ways to approach it, but you can't just paint things black and then dry brush it with grey or something, because you end up with something which isn't black. So we will see what they do with the painting guide. There's another opportunity for them to do something a little bit more advanced than what they have been doing. It will be interesting to see what they do. But anyway, for now, as always, the running costs will be going up here. This is the cost of subscribing to the magazine. It's $7.99 a week versus the cost of buying all of the products that you get with the magazine at retail prices from Games Workshop Direct, not taking into account online discounts, not taking into account value of the magazine itself. It's just a quick side-by-side reference to give a rough idea of what kind of value this magazine offers, and hopefully that will be of use to some people. As always, please consider leaving your comments and queries below. I do my best to respond to absolutely everybody who leaves a comment, yeah, if you find this interesting, please consider liking, subscribing to the channel, all those sort of things that make me a happy boy, and I will hopefully see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.